I fly all the time, and I get to see a lot of planet Earth. But in all this flying and all these travels, and sometimes, like I said, my voice is off. You know, I mean, even just today, we traveled almost 3 hours to get here. And so the idea is this: I've never been hurt, ever playing, ever. And when I talk about technique, whether it's in Guitar World magazine, whether it's on an instructional DVD, I'm coming from a place that I'm a professional. I do 100 shows a year, and I've never been hurt doing this. There's nothing, not elbows, not shoulders, not wrists, not fingers, and the reason is very simple. I try to have really good technique other than doing this, but I genuinely study guitar. I studied rock music like I studied Bach and Beethoven, and I looked for things, that the thing that makes guitar so unique among versus any other instrument is that any person here that plays guitar could play through my rig and sound like them. But I guarantee you, if I was a flautist, or you know, if I played the flute, we'd all sound like the same flute player. Unless I granted technical skill, some people would be better than others. Somebody could do the flute arpeggio that someone else couldn't do. But basically, the sound of a flute is what a flute sounds like. If we were clarinet players, yeah, we would all sound like the same clarinet. But on guitar, the way you position your fingers, the way you hold the pick, you could play the exact same rig that I'm playing, and you're going to sound different. And that used to boggle my mind, because I said, well, if we're all so different on guitar, what do we have in common? And I found out there's not much. Other than the fact that we're all humans playing guitars, there really isn't much in common when we actually physically touch the instrument. So I didn't concentrate on what we didn't have in common. I concentrated on what we did. I positioned my hands on the guitar. People say, you know, you read that the internet pundit said, oh, no, you're supposed to have a free-floating system. You're supposed to do this. Oh, Angelo, my last name is Badio. Oh, Badio plays from the elbow. No, he doesn't. He plays from the wrist. It's meaningless stuff, because I found out it doesn't matter how you hold a guitar pick or how you, because I can give you 20 examples to shoot down what anybody says about the free-floating system, or about somebody who anchors their fingers, because all of them work. So evidently, that's not really an issue. The issue is what you do when you're holding that little guitar pick. And that's what I found the great players have in common. Great players ever rarely move their thumb and their index finger when they play. When they play medium speed to really fast speed, whether you are using free-floating or anchoring, whether you're myself, whether you're Yngwie, whether you're John Petrucci, whether you're Joe Pass, whether you're Brad Paisley, whether you're even somebody like Django Reinhardt, watch Gypsy Jazz. When they play, this part is the only thing we have in common. The rest is meaningless. I know that. That's what I talked about. I talked about in my DVDs and my instructional videos. It's never been about play like Mikey. It's been about we have only a few things in common. If you want to play like the great players, you have to find a way to play that does what they do. So when I said I taught Tom Morello, I worked with Mark Tremonti from Creed. John Petrucci studied my instructional videos. Why do you think he uses jazz threes? These are some of the most popular shred picks ever. It was from my very first instructional video, and these were unknown, that I talked about. Because I didn't want to be like other people. I didn't like Fender heavies. I didn't like big Fender picks, style picks. I thought they were too cumbersome, and they were sloppy. I wanted to use a thin, actually I started on mandolin picks, and then I found these. And I started using these. And then I talked about it. Petrucci picked it up, Eric Johnson, Michael Romeo from Symphony X, who else? The list, Dimebag. And so, you know, it was very, and that to me, over the years has meant more than just getting a song on the charts or videos that actually helped guitar players. Now, why am I talking about all this? It's about this next song. I never thought I would even play it today. It was never written to be a song to perform. It was written to help guitar players. I wanted to have fun instructional DVDs. I wanted to have something where people understood it rather than using a bunch of big words. So I said, what more can you do to simplify what you're going to teach them? Write a song to show the techniques. And the song is called No Boundaries. The DVD is Speed Kills, and I'm doing an extended version, and this shows every technique I taught on the video. Now, it is track 2. Why? Because everything I do is divisible by metal. But, excuse me, I must assume the shred position.